Hi, this is Stewie with a review of the original Kyrie Low, the first Kyrie Low, the Kyrie Low 1. These were released when Kyrie had the Kyrie 4s out, so people were confused. Is this the Kyrie 4 Lows? Nope, it's just a Kyrie Low, entirely new series, or entirely different lineup of Kyrie shoes. So yeah, now we have the Kyrie 2s, so naturally the price for the Kyrie 1s are dropping like flies, dropping to pit bottom. It costs about slightly over 50, $60, so very, very affordable these days. Um, Retail price was already pretty low, so when it goes on a 50, 60% discount, you can see how dirt cheap it can be. I love the fact that they have a lot of tribute to the former Kyrie designs, and they did little fancy things like these flower on canvas type of painting type of pattern or design there. The material they use is like I don't know what you call it. It's similar to the ones used in the Kobe 360s, but this one they were thin and breathable, and there was nothing in between your feet and the fabric itself. But this one, it's harder, firmer, but still flexible. And underneath, there's another inner booty, so don't expect a lot of ventilation there. And because of the inner booty, it's already a pretty tight shoe, but it hugs your feet even more. So I could afford to go up a whole size, and yeah, feel good. And also because I had to use a separate insole for this because the cushion setup for this, it's a little weird. The tech spec shows that it's got zoom air on the forefoot and heel, but the forefoot is extremely raised. You can even tell right now the toe and the forefoot is extremely raised. So if you're wearing this on a flat surface, you will feel your toes being raised or forefoot you're being raised a little bit. Already it's got the weird balance, weird lack of balance, because if you don't have a good heel to toe drop, you're gonna hurt your ankles or your Achilles because of the weird setup you have. Um, and even though it's thicker on the forefoot, you don't feel the zoom as much as the heel. The heel is thinner and more responsive. Maybe it's because you got your whole weight on it, but even if you do put your whole weight onto the forefoot, you don't feel as much compression or softness as you feel in the heel. Possibly because the midsole foam they used is as hard as the LeBron Soldier 10. So if you try those shoes and remember how unpleasant the experience is, yeah, similar, except the heel is softer and it's got a more smoother ride, thanks to all these rounded edges the shoe has. So personally, I had to put an insole with an extra heel zoom, and even with this, you don't feel that high to the ground because, again, I mentioned this is really thin. This is not it's not what it seems. There's more to it than meets the eye. This is just wrapping the fabric and the midsole. It's about this thick, this thin rather, and it's much thicker on the forefoot. So even if you put that extra layer of zoom there, you feel normal. You feel like a normal level of slight elevation. It doesn't feel elevated at all. Basically, it feels plusher, like a double stack zoom, like a double stack zoom should feel. And on the forefoot, you feel a little bit better. I mean, it's still a little bit firmer than it should be if you had zoom air. So it's a little unfortunate. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. But yeah, again, the highlight of the shoe, or rather the standout feature of the shoe, is this strap. When I'm taping or using kinesio tape to fasten my feet so that I won't be spraining my ankle and spraining my ankle this way to prevent lateral inversion like that. I put the tape from this side of my feet all the way up to the ankle. That's the wonderful thing about the Kyrie 2 straps. Mostly the straps didn't really seem to serve a purpose, like the Jordan 8s had the cross straps, but you don't need to fasten both sides. You only need to fasten this part of your feet to your ankle like that to prevent sprains. You only do it from the with the medial side going up and the lateral side going down and spraining your ankle. The good thing about the Kyrie 2s is that it was high. It was a high top, so this strap went all the way up here and it got the job done. But unfortunately for the lows, it comes all the way down here, so it's got like a 50% function, all fashion, I suppose, or a tribute to the Kyrie 2s. But still, it's better than nothing. Maybe you could adjust it a little bit to put it up a little bit higher here and provide some anti-lateral inversion stability or security. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. And interestingly, they put the thorny part of the Velcro here. So when your shoelaces are, kind of loose or swinging about here, it's going to shred it apart. Or if you put other shoes with Flyknit or some kind of fabric material brushing against it, it's going to chew up that material. So if you got someone you really don't like and you want to destroy their or damage or screw up their shoes, you might want to like open this up and go brush up against their shoe fabric a little bit and hurt them. Or if you can actually hurt their skin doing that too. So it kind of reminds me of those evil racers they have in Speed Racer anime. Yeah, you can't afford to be evil and provide an unpleasant experience to others, like the one you're gonna have with your shoelaces being chewed up because of this Velcro part. Interestingly, they have hidden, I don't know if you could call it hidden, but I kind of found it out later. They had a reverse swoosh here, so nice little touch there. These little knuckles or protruding patterns, they are reminiscent of the designs they've had for the Kyrie ones around the heel there. It also has a heel cup that does its job. Doesn't have an outrigger. It's very rounded, so it's something that's preferred by shifty players, I suppose. But even if you're shifty towards your medial side, not your lateral side. So they should have done something to provide something more firm and stable here. So that's a little disappointing. It's a pretty lightweight shoe, slightly over 350 grams or something for a size 10, and that's super lightweight. I had to go up a full size up because it feels a little bit tight around the pinky toe area. But if you have narrow feet, you can go true to size. If you don't, you might want to go up half a size at least. Yeah, pretty much it. The traction is fantastic. It's got an homage to the Kyrie 4s and the Kyrie 2s. So nice little pattern there. Yeah, but God, zoom here and the midsole, you could have done a better job, Nike. It's a wonderful design, wonderful fit, wonderful overall traction and everything, except what's with this hard midsole, man? Why? And yeah,